hit them.
Whoa.
Okay. Oh, this is a 20-minute time delay. That's crazy.
20 minutes? What does that mean?
20 seconds. All right, we got 10 viewers. Okay.
Jeez Louise.
If you can believe it, it's 2021. StreamYard can't even sync Twitter comments to his platform. Like, do I need to go and teach these guys how to program? Or
why don't you start your own StreamYard, bro?
Teeman's on the Twitter train. He's finally joined.
Sorry, buddy.
You are in.
Instagram Live sucks too bad.
You're in for a hot mess. Well, I don't know. What do you like more? You like Instagram more, right?
I like Instagram way more because then weird people can't come and talk to me.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do, but I can tell them to just go away.
I see it in your DMs all the time. You get
way less weirdos on Instagram. The weirdo to normal person ratio is way lower.
You get like probably 100 DMs a day. It's nuts.
Yeah, it is pretty nuts, but they're usually normal folk who I actually
they're just
enjoy
responding
talking
to your stories.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, if you're listening, what do you like better, Twitter or Instagram? It might be a biased crowd though, because we're streaming on Twitter. So you guys, you can still comment. That's why I have my phone right here. Oh, that's weird, hey?
It's like 5 minutes ago into the past. This is some Twin Peaks shit.
This is like Spaceballs. What's happening now is now. When? Just missed it. You probably never even seen that, eh?
No, I missed that one. I was thinking of Twin Peaks when the little guy's dancing in the Red Lodge, and he's like, is it future or is it past?
Justin, oh man, that is one crazy show. Okay. Justin Remy, hey guys, what's up? Eric from Dickinson, our boy. New Era Flames says, what's up? Armando, Insta. Armando's coming from Insta. All right. If you don't follow us on Insta, follow us on Insta. Mikey is the king of Insta. You've gotten really good at that, dude.
I have a lot of free time in my hands.
All right. Anybody throw up topics, questions if you like. We do have 3 hot, 3 not picked out. Twitter full of clowns.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, right? Like just
Twitter
a bunch of weirdos.
Twitter can get pretty fucking weird.
Seriously. It's so weird.
Flames Report, what's up? Okay, let's get into the show. All right. Number 1, what is not hot currently? Why it's the Oilers fans obsessing over Matthew Tkachuk. What's that? Again?
Where do they come from?
I love how we post I'm pretty sure this was the same for everybody. It seemed like it was the consensus. You post a video of Matthew Tkachuk going tweener, scoring an absolute beauty. And all I said was candidate for goal of the year. Out of the woodwork come hundreds of Oilers fans. No, it wasn't better than Connors, you idiots. It's just like, okay, we can enjoy a goal by our own fucking player. Thank you.
No, you can't.
Anybody else have to deal with this?
No, you can't. You can't say anything is better than Connor McDavid. And you know what? Screw you, Connor. That goal was better than your shit goal. It's like Darryl said. That wasn't 1-on-4. That was 1-on-1. You just beat a guy 1-on-1. What's special about that?
You know what? I agree. Now that they didn't like Tkachuk's goal, I don't like McDavid's goal anymore. I thought it was nice.
Spinorama between the legs is way cooler than like beating one guy and on a breakaway. Like, give me a break. Yeah. And I mean, let's be honest. Maybe
McDavid's was a better goal, but how much cooler was Matthew Tkachuk's?
And you know what? Hey, I want to talk about Ovi for a second with McDavid here too, because Ovi used to get a lot of shit for when he would score goals and celebrate. And I mean, Ovi tied Brett Hull tonight for goals, 741. He tied Brett Hull.
Did he do the hot stick?
He should have, but no. When Ovi does shit like that, he gets scolded. He gets told he's too much of a showboat because he's Russian. He's not Canadian. Connor's out there acting like he just won the Stanley Cup every time he scores a goddamn goal. Nobody says shit.
Did you see his stupid face when he was celebrating?
Yeah, I saw his
He's
stupid
like, oh my
face.
God, I amazed myself.
And you know what? Here's another old guy hockey take for you because I'm getting old. I don't like when guys go out and do their little dumb celebration by themselves when their teammates are trying to embrace them. Dude purposely goes away from his teammates and is like, look at me, look at my neck beard. I'm so great. Screw you, Connor. You know what?
I'm not my acne more.
I'm not cheering for Team Canada in the Olympics. I think I can confidently say that. I'm cheering for Sweden.
Yeah, you know
I'll
what?
cheer for Lindholm and Backlund and Markstrom and Rass.
Okay, you
And
make a good point.
I'll cheer for the Americans with Johnny and Chucky. I'm not cheering for McDavid. I'm not doing it.
You make a good point.
I'm not doing it.
You make a good point. I had never even thought of this until I saw your little poll on Instagram.
Everybody's still on the.
This
That's
is
a good
honest
question, right?
There'll be some part of me that will be happy. This is weird. I'm not even making this up. There'll be some part of me that will be happy to see Team Canada lose because it means McDavid didn't win another thing.
Exactly. Totally agree.
And sure, yeah, Sweden. Let's go for Sweden. Lindholm. We got like 20 Swedes on our team, right?
Who will Markstrom's a lock.
Lindholm,
I think Backlund might make it.
Lindholm
and Markstrom are locks. Rasmus maybe. Rasmus and Backlund maybe. I mean, at this rate, Shillington's going to be on the goddamn team. But I'm not cheering for Team Canada. You know what? I don't unless Mangiapane's on the team, which he won't be, even though he should be. There's not even anybody on Canada I like anymore. Like, gone are the days of cheering for Mario and Iggy and Sakic, and it's like, those guys. Even Scott Niedermayer, these respectable hockey royalty types. Now you got to cheer for stupid McDavid. Like, no. I'll cheer for McKinnon, but I'm not cheering for McDavid.
Yeah.
No, not doing it.
So what if, I'm not calling for an injury here, but what if McDavid was injured and couldn't make the Olympics? You'd obviously cheer for Canada?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm lukewarm on Crosby too.
Maybe.
You know what? I've never been a big Crosby guy either.
Lindsay says hello. Shaman Chris says hello. Jaco, we're getting to Adam Fox. Oh, Jonesy's on. Royal LePage.
Everybody's going to leave after my anti-Canada rant.
And then, yeah, okay. So Lindsay's saying the Lindholm reaction to Chucky goal. You see that?
Mm-hmm. He was like,
awesome. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's segue. Perfect segue to the next hot. We spent a little bit of time on it. Also not hot. McDavid's face. McDavid, you're not hot.
Listen, if we could put a picture up here of him post game, I would, just to show you guys what I mean. What is with this guy? This is a peak athlete. He's like
by far and away the ugliest superstar across any sports I've ever seen in my life.
Two things. You want to know why the NHL isn't popular? Because they have like no marketable stars, and the ones that are marketable, they stifle. Like Ovi, right? It's like Ovi does hot stick, and they'll stop doing that. McDavid is he's not even boring. He's like kind of a dick. Like, he's talking about his goal. He's talking about his goal afterwards, and I was like, "Oh, what are you going?" Like, I'm paid to score goals, so I don't know. It's like, could you show a little emotion? Could you be like?
So we have to put your fucking stupid face after you score on the screen again.
And like, listen, Connor. Like, I know he's upset. He's obsessed with sponsorships, right? Like his dumb BioSteel and his stupid Adidas and whatever. Why don't we get you a nice Gillette sponsorship, so you can shave that gross, disgusting neck beard?
Is that what it's going to take? He needs a Gillette sponsorship to finally shave that stupid, disgusting thing off his neck.
Like, has he ever shaved that? Like, I remember him the first time he was in the league, he was clean shaven. But it's been like an ever-present neck beard ever since. Like, does he think it looks good? It doesn't look good.
When he first broke in, he hadn't puberty yet, so the neck beard's new for him. So he's trying to. It's the only facial hair he's got growing out.
Like, Connor, drink some water. Get off the Gatorade.
You have a neck beard. You have to be extremely good looking to pull off the neck beard. You are neither. Not pulling the neck beard off or good looking whatsoever.
And imagine how good this guy would be if he was a little more healthy. Like, my God, the guy looks like he must be drinking, like, Connor, drink some clean water. Gatorade's really bad for you. It's full of awful, awful ingredients, fake coloring and sugar. And he's always red. He just looks super unhealthy. Like, dude, like, get your shit together, bro. You're the face of the NHL. Get your shit together.
Jaco says fucking ginger. That's definitely part of the problem. No offense to any other gingers. I'm sure you're good looking, but McDavid just isn't. Jonesy says too much McDavid attention in here. Okay, we'll move on. Let's segue again. What is hot? Is this a Matthew Tkachuk revenge tour we're seeing?
You know what? I think it is.
He's kind of doing it semi-silently for the first half of the first 10, 11, 12 games. But he's starting to turn it on here in the last 5.
Well, I thought it was pretty
you track the numbers. Tell us what you've seen.
Well, I thought it was pretty interesting, and if you listen to the show, we talked about this on podcast last time. Is like, okay, the top line's been great, right? Everybody can say that, right? And I was like, oh well, I don't know about Tkachuk because he only had what, like 7 points in 10 games or some shit. But I mean, if you look at the numbers, dude leads this team. And his possession numbers are like best on the team. His expected goal shares best on the team, and he's been like, you look at what that top line has done: Lindholm, Gaudreau, Tkachuk, and I mean, a lot of it stems from Matthew Tkachuk's ability to drive play at 5-on-5 for those two guys, and then they can do what they do. So,
Man, that line,
he's been great.
I don't even think that line has come close to what we can see them, what kind of ceiling they could hit.
Oh, dude. Okay, so here's a crazy stat. Like, Tkachuk and Gaudreau have not been on the ice for a 5-on-5 goal against yet. Like, it's incredible.
Can you look at that league wide? Is there anybody else in the league?
I could look at it league wide, and I'll have to do a quick timestamp on it and see who else has played that many minutes. But I mean, Tkachuk and Gaudreau are the only two guys on the team for sure. Lindholm was on this for a 5-on-5 goal. But I mean, again, like, isn't that funny, right? Like, these two guys who, for whatever reason, I even thought it was pretty awesome, like Tkachuk, right? The day after the whole Eichel shit, he's in all these rumors. He comes out and has 4 points.
That was epic,
plays his best game of the year. So like,
did you see
this guy's ready to go, man?
Did you see the interview with him? It's like in the first intermission.
What kind of question is that mid game?
Well, I know you don't like it, but that's what I want to hear him respond to. So I'm glad.
I love the response, but I don't like the question.
They actually asked Tkachuk about the Eichel rumors, and he says, "I don't pay attention to that." He heard about it. And then he even said it was probably just them trying to get more. He knows what's up.
He knows what's up. He knows how hockey works.
M. Paschek says Lindholm is hot. Who's hotter, Gabranson or Lindholm? Why is Gabranson so good looking? He's like 8 feet tall.
Dude, he's like a movie star from like the 30s.
He's like he's like an extraterrestrial or something, man.
All right, so here it is. For players who have played 150 minutes on the ice this season, only 2 have not been on the ice for a goal against.
I told you.
And Johnny Gaudreau.
Tops in the league, folks.
Crazily enough.
Good thing we have them locked up, both those guys, eh?
Oh, exactly, right. Rasmus Anderson is also pretty close. He's only been on the ice for 2 goals against. At 5-on-5.
Jonesy says, how about the accidental Chucky high stick?
Yeah, what the shit is that? He got fined for that. What is that?
So why would you get?
But can we just start one more thing? Like, can you believe that Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew Tkachuk are the only 2 players who have played 150 minutes or more and have not been scored on 5-on-5? They're the only 2 in the league right now.
Well, you can believe it, but you can't believe it. It's unbelievable.
It's wild.
It's truly unbelievable. They're that good, folks. All right, let's get to the next hot. This was probably the greatest thing we've seen in the Dome since.
I was so proud.
Since the complete line brawl where Mike Smith and Cam Talbot go at it. This was the greatest thing.
This was great.
And beating Adam Fox. How great, man, when he scores and he does the celebration, the taunting to the crowd, and then it's called back. His stupid fucking face, hey, on the bench. He knew he looked like a fucking idiot after that, eh?
I got to say, I'm quite proud of the folks who were in the Dome last night because hasn't been full buildings, hasn't really been the typical hardcore fans. I was surprised they even knew to boo Fox. I was pleasantly surprised. So
you hear that comment.
Job well done.
It shows it's an intelligent fan base. They know their shit. Right?
Job well done. And you know what? I didn't even hate Adam Fox until Saturday night when they started booing him, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck this guy."
I officially hate that piece of.
I've always been like, oh yeah, Tree Living screwed it up, and I'm now fully in. Screw you, bitch. That was great.
There's that picture of him in a Calgary Flames uniform, and he's like smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's like smiling, knowing like I'm not fucking ever gonna play here.
What a bum.
What
a rich prick.
And he was very audible watching it on the broadcast, and then I actually saw some clips that. When Chucky scored, somebody on Twitter got that video live, and they were chanting, "What is it? Fox,
you suck!" As Chucky scored.
Epic.
That was awesome. Yeah. That was like, I'm glad it didn't backfire because, like, I think the most recent like booing incident I remember, I think we were both at the game, is when Doughty, Doughty scores. It was after Tkachuk scored that insane goal to tie the game. And then Doughty scores in overtime, and he's like taunting the fans and like "suck my dick" is what he's saying to them. So
Doughty got the last laugh. That sucked, but Adam Fox gets no laughs.
But he's going to be on Team USA, so maybe that, Team Sweden, I think, is where it's at.
Definitely not Germany. What's also hot? The special teams are actually special. Eh? They're actually special.
I can just see Darryl like teaching them. They're like, I'm learning how to penalty kill.
Penalty kill is unbelievable. So is it best in the league? It's up there, right?
So, I don't know the raw percentage. I think they got unlucky on a few early ones, so their percentage is a little low. I'll look it up right now. But in terms of expected goals against, so quality chances against per 60 minutes, using the evolving hockey model, the Flames are the best team at limiting chances on the penalty kill. Number one.
And then they got fucking Markstrom, which just seems to be a god whenever killing penalties.
Dude, like this combination of just like smothering defensive play with a goalie who'll stop everything and a top line that can score. Because that's what was missing from the last time Darryl Sutter was here, was that top line that could score. He had Jerome. That's it. The other two elements were there.
Eric Fitton says, is Markstrom the best goalie in the league? He's definitely top 3 currently, right?
I think he's the best goalie in the league right now. Like, who else? Like, I know Bobrovsky's having a really good season, but
it was Friedman, right, that predicted Markstrom would win Vezina.
There's somebody who follows us on Instagram who like DM'd me like before the season started and said Markstrom was going to win the Vezina this year, and I was like making fun of him. So if he's watching, I guess you were right.
Lindholm, Branston, Markstrom, Backlund, Hanifin are all certified man rockets.
Yeah, I'd throw. You know what, Sean Monahan too. Like he's totally.
Hanifin just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, he looks too
dumb looking.
Like, exactly.
Like, why are you looking at us? It looks like a deer in the headlights over here. Eh?
I would say, maybe. Oh yeah, good. That's a sweet game to be at, man.
Katie says it's great to be back at work. I bet that was fucking sweet. Like 6-0, right?
Dude, like again, like remember how many times everyone was talking. We were talking about the Tkachuk revenge tour. How much of this is playing into how well the Flames are playing, right? Like in Tkachuk, how well he's playing is having the crowd back. Like, does that game go the same if the crowd's not there last night or on Saturday night? I don't think.
Well, that's why even the last 2 seasons, just like, it's not normal. It's not even normal. There is an asterisk, man. I don't care. People will say Tampa doesn't have an asterisk. There's an asterisk.
Oh, they got an asterisk. Yeah, they have 3 asterisks.
Yeah, 3. One fucking big one in 2004.
I love that Sean Monahan power play goal while we're talking about special teams.
Yes. So Monty, right? He's got 2 goals now.
Power play.
He scores early in that game. You're like, oh yeah, here comes Monty, and then he kind of disappeared after that. But
yeah,
I don't know. His line kind of blows, eh?
Well, I mean, what's he supposed to do? He's playing with Lewis. I mean, I guess they scored a goal. Richardson scored, but I don't know if you can get a goal from Sean Monahan on the power play, you're gonna take that every day of the week.
Paschuk says he never thought Sutter would do this to this team. I'm almost excited for the PKs. The PP, says Jonesy.
Isn't it weird?
That's what you've been saying. You're like, hey, all right, here we go. Let's watch a penalty kill. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, okay. Fucking awesome. Unless they don't allow shit.
Unless it's the Coilers, and then you're like, oh fuck, here we go. Eh? How far into the year do they need to keep this up before we can say maybe this team is legit? Well, they look pretty legit. They would have to keep it up for what? Another 20 games, I guess. They don't have to go. They don't have to. What's their winning percentage? Like fucking 8. It's above 800.
Oh yeah, they've won. They've only lost 1 game in regulation. I think they're legit. But the thing is, they're not going to be like going 7-0-3, right? Because I still think this team is going to run into trouble scoring goals. I think they're going to play this way every night, right? Like that's kind of the point of bringing Sutter in, is they're going to play well on most nights. It's just whether or not they're going to be able to score enough to win games. So I don't think they're going to be at this. They're not going to be like 105-point pace or whatever they are right now. But I think they're legit because they're playing good and they're playing sustainable, and This is how Darryl Sutter hockey teams play. So they're going to continue to play like this. It's just they're not going to win as much. I don't think they're not going to be winning. Go at 7-0-3 all the time.
Hockey analysis is Shillington for Norris, and I mean,
yeah,
dude, that's like I know that sounds like it's a joke, but if he maintains this pace for the next 70 games, he would be a fucking candidate.
He just looks so confident with the puck. Like he looks like a better version of. He's just all over the place, making great plays.
He is. You know how you always say Gaudreau's a pleasure to watch. This guy is literally a pleasure to watch. Literally a pleasure to watch.
Every time he jumps over the boards, you're like, yeah, this is gonna be a fun shift to watch.
Monge Dubé doer line ? He thinks that'd be insane. I don't know, man. I still think you put Monty on the wing. Try Monty on the wing.
Yeah,
with Dubé and Mangiapane. You tell me those guys are going to buzzsaw feed him?
Right? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure why it hasn't been talked about or tried or something. Because like, if you know Darryl Sutter, that's why Dubé is playing center because Darryl likes guys who can skate down the middle. Sean Monahan can't skate worth shit. So I don't know why it hasn't been discussed to move him to the wing. Like it seems pretty obvious.
And is this my question to you and everybody else is? What do you do with Sean Monahan? Are we not all just kind of watching this and like saying without saying it? It's like, oh yeah, this is probably just temporary. He's not going to play in the fourth line all season, is he? And I'm sure. Look, we can argue that maybe he belongs there, but you're really going to play Sean Monahan 4C all season long? I guess if you can utilize him on the power play, but at some point, if he starts clicking, don't you move up the lineup a bit?
Well. It is what Darryl said. He's got to get up to speed. And I guess we do kind of forget that this guy has been injured for a long time. If you want to track it, like he's been injured for more than because he was saying, right, like his hip was completely destroyed. Like how many games into the season last year? 4 or 5 games into the season. So you got to think that injury was lingering from even earlier. So this guy's been hurt for a calendar year, just got off surgery. So I don't know. Maybe you still give him some time. What else can we do?
Final topic. I mean, we discussed it in the last podcast, but worth bringing it up again, I would say. Always in, never close. This is Brad Living's official new motto. Thank you, Elliot Friedman. Elliot Friedman reports that Calgary was always in on Jack Eichel, but from his understanding, they were never close.
I haven't heard that 10,000 times before.
So Brad Tree Living in a nutshell. And I mean, I think we're all sick of talking about it, or glad we can stop talking about it, but we're going to talk about it one more time.
Well, the thing that I found most hilarious was that the Flames were pretty much then used as a bargaining chip by Buffalo. Because you know what? That's the thing, right? Like that's the problem with him always being in on shit is that people are calling his bluff now and be like, I know you're not in on this. So I'm just going to use you and your dumb fake negotiation as leverage to get what I want from somebody else. That's the problem when you're always crying wolf. When you're always in on it, you're never in on it, essentially.
Exactly.
Now people know you're bullshit. It's like Kevin Adams knows. He's like, Brad's not going to do this, so I can put out some false information to get what I want from Vegas. So,
like, I would chalk this up under a colossal waste of time. Look at how much time and energy the fans put into this. Like, it was unbelievable that in that day that the Chucky rumors came out, people were fucking losing it. Colossal waste of time. And if you're a GM in the league, like, what's his name? Kevin Adams said. Do you think he appreciates Brad completely wasting his time for 8 months?
Have you ever had like a sales job or something where it's like you got some prick who's like phoning you like, oh yeah, well, maybe. Okay, I'll phone you tomorrow. Yeah. They like never buy this stupid shit ever. Yes. And you're always like this dumbass guys. Again.
That's Brad.
It's the worst. That's Brad. He's just like phoning, trying to get a bargain every day. Hey, yo, can I get free shipping? Hey, you want to give me free shipping? What's your worth? Oh, fine. I'm not going to buy it. Phones you again the next day.
He's the customer, if you ever worked retail, that comes into the store once a week, asks 50 questions, literally never buys anything, ever. That's Brad you living.
Exactly. Literally the worst.
Eric Fredrickson says, could have easily beat that package. Yeah, but I think the problem was the cap crunch, right? Which is his own undoing. I mean, that's his fault that we couldn't make the deal go because he fucked us up cap wise. So
Yeah, you had to move one of. You had to
Or
move
would he have lost?
Monahan.
He probably would have lost anyways, eh?
Yeah. I don't even like the trade probably would have been something. It probably would have been Tkachuk for Eichel and a bunch of other shit at this point. Like who even knows with him anymore?
Jonesy says healthy Monahan has to score 9 goals somewhere in a top line role, or it's a loss for me. How many goals, Jonesy? He's got to score like 18, I think, at least. 20,
Well, the
25
question
would
is
be
like,
fucking sweet.
what do you do with him after this year if he's still like scoring 10 to 15 goals? Then what?
How many years does he have left on his contract?
I think he's got next year left, and then it's done. Or he might have 2 more after this. Can't remember.
I wonder if he gets going a little bit. Well, this team.
Well, he's streaky, right?
He's the type of guy, though, that if we make the playoffs, that's when he'll get hot. In a fourth line role, he'll just be scoring nonstop, probably. So.
Well, and the other thing is too, like you said, his line mates, right? Like you saw him bury that on the power play. Like I don't think Lewis or Richardson is giving him feeds like that on even strength. So
did you see the feed he gives to Lewis all alone in front of the net? And Lewis somehow the puck ended up at the other team's blue line. He's all alone in the front of the net, and then the puck goes backwards to the blue line. And I think he dumped it in on a 4-on-2.
Yeah, he learned that from Brett Ritchie.
Ooh, Brett Ritchie, eh? Ooh.
That was bad.
Brett Ritchie, you got your fucking
boy.
ass kicked, bro.
That was bad.
After he drops Jujar, he just thinks every fight's going to be like that, eh? And then just gets fucking... Do we have an update on him? I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I think he's out for a while. Yeah, but dude, like I was scared for Tenorti when Gabranson was fighting him. Holy shit, that guy's a monster.
All right, this is probably worth discussing. Lucic and Reeves are talking early on in the game from, I think it was Cassie Campbell or whoever it was,
if you will,
from the broadcast, if you will. Reeves was asking Lucic to go. Lucic says no, now is not the time.
Oh, what a shock! It's never the time with Lucic.
But then later in the game, Reeves goes after Mangiapane, fucking headshot. Is it the time then? I mean, you're up 4-0, but like still, why wouldn't you fight him?
I don't know why he doesn't fight him. Isn't that why he's there?
Why does dude? Who's tougher, Gabranson or Lucic?
Gabranson, totally, 100%.
That's what I think, but I don't think all people think that.
Eric Gabranson is endearing himself to me way more than Milan Lucic ever has.
What do you guys?
Although Lucic has been scoring, so I can't talk too much shit about him. So he's been good, but I mean, like, he should have fought Reeves. Why not? Like that was a blatant headshot. It was a blatant, like Mangiapane stood out. Like dude, you gotta love Mangiapane. Right after Ryan Reeves,
he's just doing this right in his face. Eh? He's like poking the bear right in the face. Eh?
Beast, but Lucic should have fought him.
Lucic is a bit of a bitch. Eh?
Who does he ever fight? Like when does Lucic fight? Right?
He only fights when the other. But this is when he usually does it. The other team is down. I guess the game was over by then, so he didn't bother.
I don't know. If he's going to be in that role, I would prefer him to go after Reeves.
Chucky is underrated at playmaking. Absolutely, he is.
Oh, totally. You see him, that fee he gave Monahan? Come on. That's an underrated part of Chucky's game.
Chris Jones wants to see 20 goals from Monahan. Uber
better get going.
Uber Cool Tweets says excited for the 5th and 7th D-men trade at the deadline. Can't wait.
Who's it going to be? Who's on your bingo card? It's got to be like Zach Bogosian or like Luke. Is Luke Shen still around? Does he still play? It's probably one of those guys.
It's a good thing he can't afford any more bad contracts, eh?
Yeah, no, it's too expensive. My favorite thing is like remember when we traded for Forbert and didn't let Shillington play for like 4 months in 2020.
Forbert was amazing for the Jets the next year.
That was smart.
Okay, Jaco says, why the fuck isn't Valimaki in the lineup? I know he hasn't played the best, but he's our future, remember? Where are you at with that? He's been better than what's his nuts?
I mean, I'm trying to because now you know what you can do now instead of like you used to do with Ward, it'd be like, what is this dumbass doing? Like with Darryl, And was Zadorov not good against Dallas? He was very good, right? So
Zadorov's been way better.
And listen, like I'm the last guy who's going to be like telling you Eric Goodbranson should be in the lineup over Juuso Valimaki, but I mean Goodbranson's been good and you're winning. How do you take somebody out of the lineup? I don't know. I just look at what he did with Zadorov, whatever you want to say, and he sat him for a pretty extended period of time, brings him back in the lineup, and he's responded.
He's smartened the fuck up.
Totally. You seen any dumb penalties from Zadorov the last 2 games? Seen any dumb turnovers?
Scored an absolute beauty against the Stars.
So
at what point do we see Stone? Have we seen him yet?
No, I'm surprised we haven't seen him yet. I'm surprised they didn't sub him out for Goodbranson those couple games. He kind of sucked. Man, Brad just had that defense is really deep, dude.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up here. Any more last second questions, comments? Throw them in there.
Yeah, the one thing I did want to talk about is just like how just good the D has been, because I know there's like a lot has been made of Markstrom because he's been amazing. Top line's been amazing. Mangiapane's been amazing, but I mean, the D has been perfectly fine without Gio. Like I was freaking out all summer about this, and they've been fine so far.
Well, because I'll give you 2 reasons. Rasmus Anderson is having a resurgence, which everybody said this. You saw how well this guy was starting to turn into, how good of a player he was starting to turn into. We needed a resurgence of that. He's done that. Hey, has he not totally resurged?
Oh, totally. He's been great.
And then you have the breakout season of Oliver Kylington, right? Because if you're sitting here before the season, you got to say, well, Rasmus Anderson needs to be fucking good again, and probably Valimaki needs to have a breakout season. You're getting a breakout season from Kylington instead. So you got those 2 factors. Tanev's playing just as good as he ever has. Have you liked Hanifin a lot?
He's been fine. The thing is, like, he doesn't have any instincts in the offensive zone.
Oh my god, dude!
He can skate well. Like he's like you know, like when Kylington is at his best in the game, when he like roofs that or makes that transition play to get the Zadorov goal the other night. That's kind of like what you think Hanifin is, but he's not quite like he's totally fine. He's totally fine, but it's like anytime he's in the offensive zone, I'm like, what are you doing, bud?
Dude, I fucking lost it how he played Fox on that Fox goal.
Yeah, exactly.
He's patented. Oh, okay, guy's coming right towards me. What should I do? I'll just drop down to one knee. That should do it. Oh, shit, he went right around me.
He had one really good defensive play. I think it was against Dallas, maybe a one-on-one that he played perfectly well. It's like, I don't know why he doesn't do that all the time. It's the thing they teach you in minor hockey. The first thing, one-on-one, you just look at the guy's chest and eliminate him, and that's what he did. But he struggles with that sometimes.
And I don't even want to mention him again. I'm just screw that. So Mickey Kalayam says, should we try to get Hurdle? Hurdle would be great to almost get, hey? I wonder, like, that's the thing, guys. Who's Brad going to almost get next? It's going to be
Who are we going to lose out to because, like, Edmonton Forsberg's going to go to Edmonton for, like, a second in Evan Bouchard, and we're going to be like, oh, we just missed. We just couldn't. We couldn't give up Valimaki. We just couldn't do it, guys. We're never going to play him. He's going to sit in the press box, but we can't trade him.
But he was always in on it, though.
Yeah.
Is there anybody from Chicago that we can pull out of there?
Well, the Kane and Taves rumors are starting, right? Like, they should be traded. Yeah, you know the first report where it's like, the first report of either of those 2 guys are like, Calgary's in on it. Brad Treliving's making the call.
No, I can't live through it again. Please.
You know he's going to be doing that.
And we just fire him now.
It's going to be like, okay, like who would actually be in on like Taves? Like who's the team who would like he makes way too much money for anybody to realistically be on. Like let's say like Buffalo's like sniffing around Kane because he's a Buffalo guy. It's like, okay, it's Buffalo and it's Calgary for Patrick Kane. It's like Brad Treliving really. It's like, fuck, dude. You know what's going to happen.
What does DeBrincat make? They're not trading DeBrincat.
No, they're not trading DeBrincat.
What about Doc? No, he's too young too.
I don't even know who's on their team anymore.
What do we do with Valimaki if we're not going to play him? He's going to play. I don't know.
He'll play.
That's the problem, though.
Yeah.
You sign 6th, 7th defenseman. Then Valimaki
Instead of signing
stumbles out the
one,
gate.
instead of signing one, so your cap is screwed, so you can't trade for Jack Eichel, you sign 7, and then your cap is screwed, so you can't trade for Jack Eichel, and you can't play your young guys. So
Vladar's a good backup. I agree. I'm surprised we haven't seen. I mean,
you got to think he's playing tomorrow, right?
You got to think. We'll see. I guess maybe
Darryl's riding the hot hand.
He was utilizing him more on the road.
And I mean, great call on Saturday night because I was certain Vladar was going to play, and he didn't, and it was the right call because Markstrom made about 4 or 5 insane saves.
Yeah.
So good call, Darryl.
Okay, who are they letting go in the offseason? How do they handle the upcoming contracts? Snitz is on.
I got to say, I'm really nervous for Brad Shuliving to be in charge of this offseason. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of nerve-wracking.
Past check says Shillington's better than Hafen.
Oh, yeah. I think he is.
Okay, anything else here? Hurdle or Forsberg? Yeah, they'd be good to almost get.
Almost get. Both of them, probably. Not even just one. I know Brad will be in on both and almost get both of them. Yeah.
Would you almost want to get Tatar anymore? Probably not. He's kind of like
disappeared. Yeah, I'd almost want to get him. I don't know if New Jersey would. Yeah, I'd take him sniping because that again, if they're not going to get a centerman, they need somebody who can finish. They need somebody who can score goals.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see who we can almost get when when the deadline nears. What teams are struggling? It's gonna be really interesting to see who Brad almost gets next. We know that who we will get for sure, though. A couple more 7th defense and maybe 2 more 13th forwards, right?
Oh, definitely.
All right, boys. Let's see. Girls, ladies, guys, all y'all. Let's see what's going on here. Last thing here. You pretty much named all the good Chicago players. Flames Access, what's up? Richardson game. Teeman likes Richardson game. Good goal.
Yeah, good goal.
The best he's looked. I mean, yeah, he comes in, he kind of is not very good his first game of the season. What do you expect? But Snits.
I get Sutter likes those guys because they give you know what you're going to get from them on a shift basis. But I mean, I don't get why both of them have to be in the lineup. I have no problem with Lewis or Richardson, but I mean, again, I don't know why both. Glenn Gaudin looked perfectly good in the games he played to start the year. I don't know what either of those guys brings to the team that they both need to be in the lineup for, but whatever. They're winning games, so who cares?
Do you think Dewar gets any NHL games this season? He was kind of the next guy in line, eh?
I'd be surprised to see Sutter do anything until they lose, because he's a big Lewis guy. He's a big Richardson guy. So,
yeah, good call, Mickey. Kalium says we should almost get Toffoli next.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Almost get him.
The Canadians are struggling. We could almost get Josh Anderson.
Almost get. Who else could we almost get from Montreal? There's a lot of interesting names.
Should we almost get Domi?
Honestly, Gallagher would be the perfect Flame. Can you imagine him on a line with?
Could you understand?
With Mangiapane or something? Holy shit!
Fuck, he'd be good to almost get it.
Yeah.
Dude, what about almost getting Domi? Would you want to almost get Domi?
Dude, I'd go for Domi all day long.
All right, if you think of any good players that would be good to almost get, let us know. Thanks for jumping on, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one. I had to delay it so I could throw the sick outro.